People of the realm, they say there is knowledge in the flame, and if you sacrifice enough, power may very well be granted. But power resides where men believe it resides, and some men believe that the power they seek resides in the blood of kings and willies. Westerosi and Cersei, a man in Myr finds the thing he needs and he promptly offers a large sum of money for this thing, an offer a master found too tempting to refuse. Varys was sold to this man and then given a potion, a concoction that caused his limbs to cease, and soon he found he was even unable to scream. There he lay, unable to move, unable to cry out, and utterly powerless to stop this man. Varys' senses were still sharp as the hook blade that the man used to cut him. Varys' manhood was then tossed into a burning brazier, and the blood magic price had been paid. Then suddenly the flames turned blue, and finally Varys heard something. He heard a voice. The question that's being posed is, why Varys? What was so special about this boy that someone would seek him out to perform such an archaic ritual at such financial cost? Well, it's quite simple. Varys has Kingsblood. Now Varys' history is a murky one, hidden in shadows and whispers. We know that he was born a slave in Lys, which he himself states he was orphaned. He soon joined a troop of mothers and travelled the 3 cities. Now sometime during this period, a man appeared with an offer impossible to refuse. Coin for the boy was the offer, and then Varys' parts had been devoured by the flame. Now this second-rate sorcerer had no further use for him, and so flung Varys out into the street. Varys swore against magics from that point forward. But the blood that flows through his veins, even a second-rate sorcerer can see the value in this. So allow me to make myself clear. I'm not claiming that Varys is a king. I'm stating that he comes from a line, a lineage of kings. But what lineage is this? What bloodline is this? There are 2 possibilities. Varys might very well come from one of these 2, but in the end, does it really matter? Red or black, a dragon is still a dragon. The first possibility is a theory that covers the Targaryen side of things and claims that Varys is a descendant of Aerion Brightflame. Now that's what he liked to call himself, but to others he was called Aerion the Monstrous. Now he was the second son to Maekor Targaryen, who was brother to Baelor Breakspear. Now he truly was the epitome of the madness that runs throughout the Targaryen lines. In fact, he actually died after returning from exile in Lys when he decided it would be a good idea to try and drink some wildfire. He actually believed it would turn him into a dragon, and that belief was silly, as I'm sure he realised when he started burning from the inside. He died screaming, or gargling, on wildfire. Yeah, not nice. It's known that during his years in exile, that Aerion actually sired bastards, so Varys could very well be the grandson of one such bastard. That brings us to the second possibility, and that's a theory to me is actually much more plausible, and this is one that's stating that Varys is a Blackfyre descendant from the female line. Now the last of the male line, Maelys the Monstrous, was actually slain on the Stepstones by none other than Barristan Selmy. Now this was during a war called the War of the 9 Penny Kings. Now they actually believed that that ended the male Blackfyre line, and it probably did in fairness. But let's not forget, there are also suspected Blackfyre bastards, and one such being Illyrio Montpatis's dead wife Sarah. She's always been described as having Targaryen or Blackfyre features, silver hair, immaculate skin. So could Varys and Sarah be siblings? It would seem to make sense, and actually adds to Varys' motives. Throughout the show we've seen many a motive, and in the book as well, so he does always to appear to favour the dragon, red or black, it makes no matter. To quote a book reference, in A Dance with Dragons, Morocco quotes, "Dragons young and old, dragons true and false, and dragons bright and dark." So this actually points to both a Blackfyre and a bright flame. Now where is the proof, I hear you scream into your monitors? And the truth is, there actually isn't any. Theory is theory, tinfoil hat or no tinfoil hat, we can only take it on what we've witnessed. And what we can tell is we have an individual, Varys, who was an orphan. He was assaulted as a child, became an expert thief. He met and befriended a sellsword by the name of Illyrio Montpatis and discovered that information is the key to power. It's clear the two of these have been working to a common goal for a long time now. Book readers know what that common goal is by now, but in the show, that's a different beast altogether. And so it may very well lead down a very different path, and eventually we get some sort of other reveal. We do know that Varys is hiding in plain sight. He shaved his head, and he's done so since he was young. Is this just a personal preference, or is it to hide his silver hair? Now, in the books, there's an interesting description from Catelyn. She describes Varys as the following: plump, perfumed and powdered, and as hairless as an egg. Now, is this George Martin's reference to a former Targaryen king, Aegon the Unlikely? You might know him from the Dunk and Egg books. He was called Egg because he also shaved his head to hide his lineage. Funnily enough, Aegon the Unlikely was the fourth son to Maker and brother to Aerion Brightflame as well. So it's strange the lineage is coming full circle in a way. In the end, we know one thing. Varys has a history that we're not fully aware of. He's a spider after all. His web is large, and would we really know if we've fallen into it or not? So, what do you think? Is Varys just a poor orphan boy from Lys? Or does he actually have the blood of the dragon? Does it flow through his veins? Is he a secret Targaryen or a forgotten Blackfyre? So the fires of theory grow cold for now. Thank you very much for watching. I'm the Northlander, and remember, you know nothing, and neither do I.